with customers at the event today, Richard.
Yeah, everybody's rather excited that first of all, the show indicates the industry is in pretty good health. But there's been a lot of bad news in the industry over the last year, right? Layoffs, etc. It's about 17 companies pulled out at the last minute, but 54 added their names to the list and are exhibiting here today. And we track all that in our platform. So we're here today to talk to them about how they can use research that can do a bottom-up analysis of the entire industry that has 3,477 vendor participants today.
What are some of the current trends you're noticing in the cybersecurity space in 2023?
Yeah, so we're still fighting the ransomware battles.
Yeah.
It feels like a trend, even though ransomware is something that attacks people that don't come to conferences and don't invest in security. But it's going to continue to make the news. I mean, there's some more sophisticated tools that are helping companies out, and it's bringing more customers into the fold, right? After you've been hit by ransomware, then you start thinking about buying cybersecurity products or services from MSSPs to defend yourself. To me, it's another evolutionary phase where cybersecurity is finally pushing down into smaller and smaller organizations.
Yeah.
Some of them, are giant organizations, national governments that don't have very good security because they've been working on it for 20 years and they're using 20-year-old technology. I think right now the influence of the war in Ukraine is starting to be felt as some hacktivists, cyber criminals, especially in Russia, are trying to take on European banking infrastructure, having some success, at least taking down websites. We'll see if it hurts the actual infrastructure.
It's funny that you mentioned attacks on governments and also Russia and state-sponsored attacks, because we've recently had that, the Move It, attacks on British Airways, and then most recently US agencies. What can companies and governments as well do to protect themselves against these state-sponsored attacks?
Yeah, so state-sponsored are the most difficult, right?
Yeah.
The things on the side of Move It are really, hey, it's just a vulnerability, and you are going to be a victim. So
right.
I hate to be the person to tell you that you should learn how to patch your systems, but that is something you got to do. But we've learned people don't even back up their systems, right? Because they're suffering from ransomware. If they only backed up their data, they wouldn't have to pay the ransom. If you're a subject of a attack from a nation state, you probably are, that sort of target that they're interested in, right? Either you or your customers or the people you serve are targets of interest for, the typical espionage stuff. What are your capabilities and intents? You have to be just constantly diligent. If you cannot have people watching your network 24/7, then you better find somebody to do that for you, and you have to build up the capability. It's an expense cost of doing business. If you're digital in any way, you're going to have to pay that. If you haven't been doing that, then you've got technical security debt that has to be paid back, and it's going to be paid back in two ways. You're going to invest in the people and technology to protect yourself, or you're going to be paying for recovery, and you're going to be paying way over what your cyber insurance company will compensate you for. So better start paying it now.